You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
And this is the fact, folks. Here is the truth. It's Friday. It is 0 dark 30. And I'm blasting out of the bunker into the night. Folks, nothing changed. Nothing changed. Trump shot didn't change what's going on in politics. Charlie Kirk shot and assassinated. Nothing is changing in the direction of politics. The politicization, the violent direction we're heading in, nothing has changed. You know, it's nice to think that when bad things happen, everyone learns a lesson and they try and improve themselves. They try and help others. They try and make it right. Things of that nature. So we kind of got a feeling about that when Trump was shot. You know, a lot of people celebrated back then. I don't know if you remember that or not. A lot of people tried celebrating Trump. Remember that? Be a better shot next time. You know, they were happy he was shot. The Democrats, the commie social scumbags, but because they missed, they were upset. I mean, how many of us really thought they were going to change their attitude back then? Well, some people did. Other people were a little more realistic. Like, yeah, that's all it did was show us who they are. That was it. And now we have Charlie Kirk. You know, never mind the conspiracy theories. He was shot. That's how history's going to record it. He was killed on the spot. And the Democrats and the socialists and the communists and the terrorists and the whacked out Satanists and the whacked out Muslims, all of them, they're all on the same team over there. They laughed, they celebrated, they danced, they even sang songs. And then they got castigated for it. Then he lost jobs, businesses ruined, lives, right? For being so cold and callous, full of hate. A lot of people believed America was changed at that point. Now, I'm going to say, yeah, you know, America has changed. But politics has not. Nothing else has changed other than the feelings people have. Even though they were told that's wrong, it didn't stop them. It didn't change them. What it did is showed us who they are, folks. It revealed who they are. First off, America changed when Trump got shot. It brought voters to him. And it scared a lot of the moderate Democrats into becoming Republicans. They're like, no, we can't stand for that. We can't celebrate that. We can't like that. Right? We can't wish for more of that. And then, you know, Charlie Kirk gets shot and they do the same thing. They start cheering and laughing and yay, this time they did kill someone. They're the cult of death. Nothing changed apart from, folks, now this is the important part, right? The people who are in the middle, again, even some Hollywood types, even some in the media have changed because they must have had it in their heart to change and say, you know, this is wrong. You don't celebrate this. Maybe they didn't change their other politics, but they said, you know, violence, assassination is not good. And so good for them and good for the other people who have found faith, you know, in Jesus. That's great. Good for them. And people increase their faith and the importance of it. And they're, you know, more of them attending church and revival, which was already happening, by the way, because of Charlie and people like him. And I think people sense that there's something very, very wrong in the world, right? Which was evidenced, absolutely evidenced by all the violence and hatred, rhetoric, and just flat out Satanism of the political left. But politics didn't change, folks. The desire to see people dead did not change. They just got caught. It's like catching a liar who says, I'm sorry. I'm like, you're sorry for what? Well, I'm sorry. No. Why are you sorry? I am sorry, okay? How many times do I have to say, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry? Oh, no, you're sorry you got caught. You're not apologizing for the act. You see, that's just it. They don't want to apologize. They'll just say they're sorry. They weren't sorry. They're sorry they lost their jobs. You know what? They're going after Republicans' jobs now. You said something nice about Charlie. Well, the company's morals and direction don't align with the Republican employees we fired because we just don't see eye to eye. We don't align. You know, they're firing people. Good. This country is actually getting further divided. I want to know who the bad guys are, folks. They haven't changed. I want to know who they are. I want to know who the fuck they are. And they're showing us. They're telling us. Rashid Tlaib, I believe, referred to Republicans as Nazis. Again, a very unattractive member of the jihad squad in Congress. An un-American, non-American, in my opinion. That's what she is, an un-American, non-American, in my opinion. Calling us Nazis. You see, that's the very type of character assassination and association with someone who is believed to be the most horrific human being to ever live. The reason Hitler is believed to be the most evil human being that ever lived is because of the most massive, coordinated, unified effort ever to hide the ugly truth. Oh yeah, he's not a great person, folks. Not a great person, Hitler, right? A lot of people say that. Who am I saying could actually even be worse? Well, communists, of course. In Russia, 60 million. It's anywhere, folks, depending on who you talk to and which historian, 40 to 60 million Christians were killed. You want to know why and who? The communists. Karl Marx, find out who he was. You'll see. He's a communist. He invented communism. Actually, I take that back. He put his communist theories down on paper. The communist theories already existed. All Karl Marx did was write it down and codify it. But the program, the efforts, the techniques were already used and controlled to divide and get into nations. It was used by a people that spread throughout Europe to get into nations and take over. Communism is a manuscript for domination and control and coup d'etat. Only it's not really a coup d'etat, it's more like revolution, and it truly is a revolution. Yeah, its roots lie in Talmudic Judaism. And I just said it. 40 to 60 million people. Chairman Mao of China, a communist, took those same rules, killed somewhere between 40 and 60 million. And around the world, communist revolutions to follow this plot, this technique. And they covered it up. They hid it. They wanted to make Hitler the very absolute worst, even though he only killed 10 million people. Okay, now think about that. 10 million people died because of Hitler. Right? You want to throw that number out there, 10 million. Well, Timu Hitler Zelensky has killed over 1 million of his own people, and somewhere from a quarter to a third of 1 million Russians. He's 10% Hitler, but no one's calling him that. You see, they use the word Hitler because it's really good propaganda, and it works. It works. It absolutely works. But they have to hide who the communists are and where they came from and who, as individuals and as groups, funded them and were behind them. Right? But they are continuing to push. Nothing changed. This communist push, which is what it is, right? That's what the left is doing. They're pushing this communism because they want to destroy us. And they're not going to stop. One assassination? Fuck, they've got millions to go, folks. It's not going to stop. Nothing has changed. The apparatus is in place. Politicians are still talking shit. They're still lying. Nothing's changed. The judges are still there, still passing ridiculous sentences onto criminals, which is basically nothing. And they're continuing to interfere with government operations by ruling against Trump and other policies and programs, making sure that all the communist pieces stay in place. We're going to get a revolution, folks. We're going to get a civil war. We're going to get partisan conflict. We're going to get cold-blooded murder and purge. We're going to get it all. Are you prepared? What I can't tell you is when exactly it starts, when it happens, because that's not up to me. It's when the people that are ready, they'll pull the trigger in quite a literal sense. The only other way it can be stopped, folks, is if we stop it. We stop who they are. We expose who they are. Right? We expose who they are. Then they'll pull the they'll pull the dead man switch. They'll go scorched earth on us. They've already promised that. Every last one of them has promised it, whether they're on this side of the ocean or the other side of any ocean. They aren't going to quit and go down and just give up. The New World Order wants what it wants. Question is, are you prepared for it? I'll see you on the Friday free-for-all this afternoon.